Before we proceed, I'd like to briefly turn the meeting over to one of our outstanding students who will receive the President's Award tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the dais Carly Faye Rojas from Valverde Early College High School.
Thank you, Ms. Woodruff, and good evening, everyone. My name is Carly Rojas, and I am a freshman at Valverde Early College High School. It is my honor and my pleasure to call this meeting to order.
Good evening, and welcome to the Ysleta Independent School District's meeting of the Board of Trustees. Whether you are here to address the board or to celebrate the accomplishments of those being honored here this evening, we appreciate that you've taken the time to join us. We invite you to share your comments with the board during the public comment portion of our meeting. The public comment sign-up cards show the rules for the participating. Legally, the board may listen but may not enter into a discussion on the issue raised. We remind everyone that this is a board meeting often attended by students and ask that we all conduct ourselves in a manner that best represents the values and traditions of the Ysleta Independent School District. Please turn off or silence all cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices, and thank you for your attendance. This meeting of the Board of Trustees is called to order at 6:06 p.m. We have a quorum with Charlie Bustillos, Richard Cudier, Sotero Ramirez, Cruz Ochoa, Catherine Luceto, Mike Rosales, and myself, Connie Woodruff. Trustee Ochoa, will you please introduce our Hanks High School JROTC?
It's my pleasure. The colors tonight are being presented by the Junior ROTC Color Guard from J.M. Hanks High School. The Color Guard commander is Cadet Amanda Villalobos. The other Color Guard members are Cadet Jenna Ortega, Cadet Alfredo Leon, and Cadet Aaron Ponce. The pledge leader is Cadet Amy Orozco from J.M. Hanks High School JROTC. Will you please stand for the presentation of colors, the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance, the Texas Pledge of Allegiance, and a moment of silence. Please remain standing until the cadets have departed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now join me in the pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Dr. Delatorre, do we have recognitions this evening?
Madam President, members of the board, esteemed guests, we have several presentations and celebrations this evening. At this time, I'd like to introduce Patricia Ayala, our Chief Communications Officer.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent De La Torre. We have 11 recognitions for you this evening. At this time, we ask that you please come to the front of the dais for the presentations. Audience members, please remain seated until all recognitions are complete. Our first recognition honors Carly Faye Rojas, a bright and motivated freshman at Valle Verde Early College High School, whose daily life consists of challenges that most of her peers and even adults may never be able to understand or endure. As a student with a visual impairment, Carly regularly relies on materials such as recorders, Braille textbooks, and computer reader programs to help her complete her classwork and homework. But she also refuses to let her impairment get in the way of her goals, specifically her goal to become a certified Microsoft Office specialist. The process to earn the certification was a particularly challenging one, as it required Carly to perform and explain all the necessary functions of Microsoft Word without the use of a reader. Through much hard work, dedication, and persistence, Carly passed the Microsoft Office Word exam in March, marking her the first visually impaired student in district history and in the state of Texas to become a certified Microsoft Office specialist. Carly's teachers say that she is the perfect example of the perseverance and grit our students need to succeed in life. And tonight, we honor her ambition and commitment to excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome this month's President Award winner, Valle Verde Early College High School freshman, Carly Faye Rojas. Let's give her a big round of applause. Carly is accompanied by teacher Mr. Paul Macias and Principal Paul Covey. Let's hear it one more time for Carly. Our second recognition is in honor of 3 Riverside High School students who won first place in the Prudential Math Challenge and won a $3,000 cash prize. These Rangers went up against teams from Brewster, Culberson, El Paso, Hudspeth, Jeff Davis, and Presidio counties for a vigorous competition in which they were sequestered for 12 hours, challenged to research and solve real-world scenarios while using applied mathematics, then presented their findings in a research paper. In order to win, these students excelled in 2 separate 12-hour rounds of competition, then were called upon to address an additional problem with findings on another research paper. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Prudential Math Challenge champions from Riverside High School, starting with senior Karimi Cruz. Senior Ashley de la Rosa. And Senior Raul Ramos. The students are accompanied by Coach Mr. Sergio Estrada and Principal Daniel Gurani. Let's hear it again for the Riverside Rangers. Our next recognition is in honor of a 4-student team from Valle Verde Early College High School, which won the regional championship of the National Science Bowl for the 6th year in a row and qualified to compete at nationals. This is the 7th time in 8 years that a Valle Verde team has qualified for the national level of the Science Bowl, which quizzes students on biology, chemistry, earth science, physics, energy, and math in a fast-paced question and answer format. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate our regional Science Bowl champions from Valle Verde Early College High School, starting with Junior Sam Jurado. Junior Alisa Martinez. Junior Sofia Saucedo. And Senior Juan Vasquez. The students are accompanied by Principal Paul Covey. Let's hear it for the Spartans. Our next recognition honors 2 students from Hanks and Parkland High Schools who brought home the gold at the UIL Track and Field Regional Meet in Lubbock. Parkland High School sophomore Angelina Lujan Marufo won the gold medal in the women's 800-meter run, while Hanks High School junior Michael Abeta won first place in the men's 800-meter with a record-breaking time of just under 1 minute and 54 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our regional track and field gold medalist, beginning with Parkland High School sophomore Angelina Lujan Marufo, who's accompanied by Coach Kevin Jones and Principal Penelope Bankston. Also help me welcome Hanks High School junior Michael Abeta, accompanied by Coach Kim Gomez and Assistant Principal Hugo Gonzalez. Let's hear again for our regional track and field champions. Our next recognition is in honor of Bel Air High School sophomore Amanda Martinez, who captured 2 silver medals at last month's state meet of the Texas High School Gymnastic Coaches Association. Amanda came in second in the optional vault as well as the combined vault. Congratulations to Amanda on a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our silver medalist from Bel Air High School, sophomore Amanda Martinez. Amanda is accompanied by Coach Kristen Schumacher and Principal Charlie Garcia. Hold. Let's hear it again for Mando. Our next recognition is in honor of students from Bel Air, Eastwood, Parkland, and Ysleta High Schools who won the highest honor for their artwork, the Gold Seal, last month at the State Visual Arts Scholastic event in San Marcos. The artwork of these students went up against more than 30,000 entries in the contest, and only 150 were selected statewide for the prestigious Gold Seal Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate the district's 2019 Gold Seal winners, beginning with Bel Air High School sophomore Ricardo Martinez, accompanied by his teacher, Mr. Ramiro Ordóñez, and Principal Charlie Garcia. Next, we have Eastwood High School junior Xochitl Zarate, who is here tonight with her teacher, Ms. Angelica Quillen, and Principal David Boatwright. Let's hear it for Parkland High School senior Kayla Gonzalez, accompanied by her teacher, Ms. Catherine Julinas, and Principal Penelope Bankston. And last, we have Ysleta High School senior Axel Ortega with her teacher, Ms. Diane Franco, and Principal, Ms. Sylvia Rendon. Our next recognition is in honor of 5 Valle Verde Early College High School students who took first place at the Future Business Leaders of America state competition. Statewide, there were only 4 first-place wins by El Paso students, and Valle Verde scored 3 of those wins. Congratulations to the Spartans on their success. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2019 FBLA state champions from Valle Verde Early College High School, starting with senior Ricardo Vargas, who won first place in political science. Senior Alyssa Rodriguez, who came in first for public service announcements. And the three-member team of seniors, Andres Campos, Sabrina Flores, and Alyssa Villanueva, who took first place in the category of social media campaign. The students are accompanied by FBLA sponsor, Mr. Paul Macias, and Principal Paul Covey. Let's hear it for the Spartans. Our next recognition is in honor of 4 Bel Air High School students who won first place in fashion design and technology in the Technology Student Association state competition in Fort Worth. These Highlanders dominated 26 other teams from across Texas to win the top award with their creative fashion portfolio and prototypes. We wish them the best of luck competing at Nationals in Washington, D.C. this summer. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate our state champion fashionistas from Bel Air High School, starting with team captain and designer Kendra Rojo. Designer Iris Espino. And model Laura Martel. The students are accompanied by their teacher, Ms. Rita Sanchez, and Principal Charlie Garcia. Let's hear it again for our Highlander state champions. Our next recognition is in honor of Vallaverde Early College High School seniors Sabrina Lynn and Juan Vasquez, who earned among the nation's highest scores when they took the PSAT last year with about 1.5 million other high school juniors. Sabrina received a letter of commendation from the College Board's National Merit Scholarship Program for her outstanding academic promise, while Juan was named a National Hispanic Scholar by the College Board. Although these academic honors are not tied to specific scholarships, many universities routinely offer lucrative in-house scholarships to these students to attract them to their campuses. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate our outstanding scholars from the class of 2019 at Vallaverde Early College High School, Sabrina Lynn and Juan Vasquez. The students are accompanied by Principal Paul Covey. Congratulations, Spartans. Our next recognition is in honor of Ysleta High School senior Selene Rodriguez, who is among only 300 students in the nation to win the highly coveted Gates Scholarship, which pays for full tuition at any accredited college. More than 36,000 students applied for this scholarship from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which helps promote academic excellence through college graduation for high-achieving students. Selene has decided to use her Gates Scholarship at the highly competitive Stanford University and major in engineering in hopes of one day becoming a civil engineer. What an amazing accomplishment. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to the district's 2019 Gates Scholar from Ysleta High School, Selene Nicole Rodriguez. Selene is accompanied by Principal Sylvia Rendon. Let's hear it for Gates Scholar Selene Rodriguez. Last but not least, tonight's final recognition is for the hardworking and passionate boys soccer team from Bel Air High School. These Highlanders had what many billed as a dream season, steadily collecting win after win for district, by district, area, regionals, and the Final Four before earning a spot in the state championship soccer match in Georgetown last month. It was a hard-fought battle against their opponent, the two-time defending state champions from Wakeland High School. But in the end, the Highlanders emerged victorious, defeating Wakefield 2-1 to make school history and become the new UIL 5A Texas boys soccer champions. In addition, Ivar Arroyo was named the championship game's most valuable player after hammering the game-winning shot into the goal. Ivar and three of his teammates, Brian Guzman, Omar Zamora, and Kevin Peña, have also been selected for the 2018-2019 5A Boys Soccer All-Tournament team by the Texas Association of Soccer Coaches. Let's give them all a huge round of applause to our state champions, the Bel Air Highlanders. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the 2018-2019 UIL 5A Texas Boys Soccer Champions, starting with senior Angel Para. Senior Joshua Santoyo. Junior Jamil Arroyo. Senior Noel Rios. Senior Sebastian Gonzalez. Senior Oscar Valenzuela. Senior Ernest Robles. Senior Oliver Lechuga. Senior Jose Gurola. Junior Jaime Cisneros. Senior Ivar Arroyo. Senior Gonzalo Padilla. Senior Manuel Castellanos. Senior Cedric Carvajal. and senior Miguel Plasencia. The team is accompanied by assistant coaches Pedro Lugo and Brian Carvajal, head coach Sergio Delgado, and principal Charlie Garcia. At this time, the Highlanders would like to present state championship gold medals to each trustee and Superintendent de la Torre as a token of thanks for their support. Parents, if you would like to come up front to take pictures of your students. Stay. Let's hear it again for the Beller Highlanders. This concludes our recognitions. At this time, I'd like to ask trustees Woodruff, Rosales, and Ramirez to please remain on the floor for your swearing in. All of the trustees and Superintendent de la Torre may return to your seats and the dais. So I'm just going to introduce you and I'm going to turn it over to you. So I'm just going to introduce you. Okay. And then you come on.
Okay.
Point them to stop your routing.
I'll just leave them
Oh,
so that they can focus.
can you come over here? Are we ready? On behalf of the Ysleta Independent School District, we welcome the Honorable Judge Ana Perez, who will swear in our elected board members.
Thank you very much. Members of this board and Mr. Superintendent, thank you for the honor of letting me officiate on this important day for you. Please raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Connie Woodruff,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Ysleta Independent School District Board of Trustee
of Ysleta Independent School District Board of Trustee
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, for taking time out of your day to come out this evening. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Connie. I know you didn't have to run, but still, congratulations. Mike, congratulations. Thank you, sir. We're lucky to have you. Thank you.
Before we go on with our meeting, I would like to give Mr. Remedes and Mr. Rosales and myself a chance to say something to you all. So let's start with Mr. Remedes.
Good evening. What an incredible honor it is to be a trustee at YISD during this time. We've seen huge success. We've seen just great movement forward. We're serving our students better than ever before. We're serving our folks, our teachers, our administrators, all of our employees better than we've ever done before. And we have great energy that I'm hoping to see go forward. I'd like to thank a few folks, actually more than a few folks, but I'll leave the phone book behind. I have an 84-year-old mother who was out there knocking on doors and making phone calls and running around Ysleta area. And she's too busy and too cool to be with me tonight because she's on a plane going somewhere this evening. But to my mom, Aurora, thanks, Mom, wherever you're at. To my wife, Pat, who lets me do this, thank you so much. I love you dearly. To my sons, Joseph and David. David couldn't be here tonight. David came in to be with me on election night. It was just super great. So thank you guys for putting up with your father again and embarrassing you, but I appreciate that. I'd also like to thank all of my friends at YTA. I had teachers out there knocking on doors. I had teachers out there making phone calls. I had teachers out there sitting at the polls. It was really hot that Saturday afternoon. I had teachers that showed up late in the evening. I had one of those teachers, and I'm going to embarrass him because I'm just touched, Gary Woodruff, who's working on his master's degree, working on his paper while sitting out at the polls. Who does things like that? And so I would like to thank all our friends and supporters at YTA. Thank you so much for everything you did, and in particular TSTA and NEA for their support and helping ensure that public education is supported. And that's what you have with this trustee. And also I'd like to thank the Ysleta learning community. Thank you so much for the opportunity to serve. I promise you, we will get up and we'll work hard every day. You have that promise. Thank you.
I'm going to keep this very brief. Excuse me. The first 4 years were new to me, and they've been extremely rewarding. Having been part of this great experience that I've learned, the wonderful dedication of our administration, our teachers, the people that work with kids that need a lot of help day in and day out. We do it for you. Tonight, it's a testament that the quality of students that we serve, we're here to serve, and it's an honor. It's truly a humbling honor for me to be here this evening and to look forward to the next 4 years. It is tremendously also gratifying to see the 7 or 6 board members work as a team for the benefit of those children that are depending on us to make the right decisions. I want to thank the administration, Dr. La Torre, for your leadership. There's not a thing that we cannot ask for that you do not respond. We're like a big wheel, and every spoke means something. And I appreciate, it's just a great honor. I thank the Lord that he put me in this path. Thank you.
And lastly, I can't help but feel a little emotional and actually a little bit excited and anxious, even though this is my 3rd time around. I feel like it's just kind of brand new and all starting again. And I'm so excited to get to work with the board. I'm so excited to get to work for the Bel Air learning community and Ysleta learning communities all together. And the people I want to thank first, of course, my husband, Gary Woodruff, sitting in the back row there, hiding behind everyone. And Mr. Ramirez said it right. They put up with a lot from us when we come in ranting and raving and lunatic mode over whatever has happened. And then also, of course, the YTA, who's always there supporting and always there helping and always giving us such great help when we try to do these things. And so many other people that I'm not even going to mention. I feel like I've made so many family, you feel like family to me now. We've been here so many times that you feel like my family, and I just appreciate the chance to get to do this again. Thank you very much. Secretary Rosales, do we have requests for citizens' input?
Yes, Ms. Chairman. We have, excuse me.
Turn on the mic.
That is requesting to speak is Nicholas Enoch. And Nicholas will be speaking on the agenda of items of 11 through 13.
Madam President, members of the board, I suppose 7:15 makes it evening. Good evening. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to address you this evening. As was indicated, I want to speak to agenda items 11 and 13. My name is Nicholas Enoch. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Lubin and Enoch, and I represent the educator that is at issue in those agenda items. Just real briefly, the notice of intent to terminate her probationary contract dated April 25th is very vague, as they often are. So to a certain extent, this is like trying to play darts in the dark and trying to guess exactly what is at issue here. However, my client did take it upon herself to send a 7-page email to the board sometime on or after April 1st, addressing what she assumed, and I assume are many of the, or a couple of the concerns that have led to the proposed non-renewal. Now, I know we have a couple new board members this evening, so if during a break and if during your executive session you want to see those that 7-page document, we can make a copy and deliver it to you. In any event, she would stand by what she wrote in that 7-page document. There was one clear allegation, though, that was made about my client, and that was an alleged violation of the TELPUS testing protocol. My client vociferously denies that there was any such violation of the testing protocol. And in fact, I'd point you specifically to page 4 of her submission from April 1st or 2nd, somewhere around there. And she correctly pointed out in an email, she says, I feel the campus should have waited to see what TELPUS samples I would turn in on Tuesday, February 19th, 2019, the last day for all samples to be turned in. The TELPUS manual states, quote, writing samples may continue to be gathered until the time raters are required to turn in students' ratings to the TELPUS coordinator. That's page 18. The writing that was at issue here, that is the, as I understand it, is the basis upon which they don't want to renew her, was from Valentine's Day, but that's several days before the submission deadline for the TELPUS sample. So I would encourage you to ponder that when you go into your executive session, you talk to counsel. But it seems like they want to non-renew based on something that actually never quite came to fruition. So it's kind of supposition as to what would have taken place at the deadline. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Enoch. Mr. Chairman, next we have Jaime Abeitia. Mr. Abeitia is going to be addressing responsiveness to the community. You have 3 minutes, Mr. Abeitia.
Good evening, Madam President and trustees. My name is Jaime Abeitia. I live in the Ysleta learning community, and I'm here tonight because I was asked to address this body by a large group of citizens that live near the Ysleta High School area regarding an effort to close Davis Street, which runs adjacent to Ysleta High School on the west end of the campus. Over the next few weeks, more and more members of the surrounding community will also be coming to address you all regarding the proposed closure. The community is united in its opposition of the closure of Davis Street. I know this because, as many of you know, I'm often hired to run political campaigns. In fact, I've run all of your campaigns with the exception of Trustee Coder at some point. So you're all well aware of the fact that I put a strong emphasis on canvassing voters. It is in this last election cycle, as I do in every cycle, I personally knock on doors of voters in the area. During the canvassing efforts conducted by myself and volunteers with the Ysleta Teachers Association, we spoke to hundreds of voters who expressed their opposition to the closure of Davis Street. In fact, it is no exaggeration to say that I could not find one single resident in favor of the closure. Not one. Post-election analysis shows that a result of even the discussion of the closure impacted the incumbent. The challenger carried 3/4 of the precinct south of Alameda, and they tied in one in which only 6 people voted, which led to a margin of just 34 votes between the two candidates. While I've previously addressed this board on the need for safety enhancements near Ysleta High School, it was on on Alameda, which is a street with a lot more foot traffic and vehicle traffic. The community also understands the safety concerns for students crossing Davis to get to the new facilities on the Ysleta campus, but they are not in support of closing Davis Street to accomplish that. Davis is the only major arterial entrance into that neighborhood. Rather than making the area safer, the closure of Davis Street would in fact make the surrounding community less safe by increasing the response time of police, fire, ambulance, and other first responders by having to be rerouted as a result of the closure. I know all of you, and with the exception of Trustee Coder, I know you all personally, and know that most of you are very responsive to the concerns of the community. I urge you to continue your tradition of responsiveness to your community, especially given that you are likely going to go back to the voters soon to ask for their support on a bond. Unlike other neighboring school districts, YISD enjoys a strong relationship built on public trust with the community and voters, and I hope that that tradition continues. We would ask that the Ysleta Independent Board of School District Board of Trustees be responsive to the surrounding community and definitively end any further consideration of the closure of Davis Street. With 15 seconds to spare.
Thank you, sir. You were over 15.
The order of the agenda has been set out in this posted agenda unless changed by consensus of the board. During the workshop, consent number 7 was pulled for a separate motion. Are there any other items you wish to pull? Thank you. The agenda will be considered the consensus of the board. The order of the agenda has been approved. May I have an electronic motion and second on the remaining consent agenda items listed on this agenda as recommended by administration?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the remaining consent agenda items listed on this agenda as recommended by the administration.
We have a second by Mr. Rosales. That's approved 7-0. Now we'll move to the pulled consent agenda item number 7, approval of award of solicitation number 219023 RFP Financial Advisor Services. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If not, may I have a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry. Madam President, I move to approve award of YISD solicitation number 219023 RFP with Hilltop Securities, Inc. for financial advisor services during the period of June 1st, 2019 to May 31st, 2020 for a not to exceed annual amount of $350,000 from various district funds with the possibility of 3 one-year extensions and contingent upon final negotiations, in-house counsel review, and Form 1295 certificate of interested parties.
We have a second by Catherine Lucetto.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I believe the motion, we gave you inaccurate information
Okay.
on the amount, not to exceed amount. It should be $450,000, not to exceed. 400,000.
So do we need to go ahead and redo that motion?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So same reading, just say 400 instead of 350?
Yes, please. That's
Okay.
the recommendation by administration. I apologize.
Do I read it again? Do we cancel this vote, or how do we, because it's already on our screens? We did, yes.
No, you can go ahead and read it.
Just read it again?
Yes, we're missing one vote anyway.
Will it change anybody's vote, though? Like,
No, it won't change anybody's vote.
okay. I move to approve award of YISD solicitation number 219023 RFP with Hilltop Securities, Inc. for financial advisor services during the period of June 1st, 2019 to May 31st, 2020, for a not-to-exceed annual amount of $400,000 from various district funds with the possibility of 3 one-year extensions and contingent upon final negotiations, in-house counsel review, and Form 1295 certificate of interested parties.
We have a second by Catherine Lucetto.
Are we missing?
Who are we
votes? No?
missing?
What was that?
Who are we missing?
We're missing Mike?
That's approved. 5 yeses to 2 nos. As a taxing entity, the district is required to provide an annual forum for the public to provide input on the district's proposed budget. This is the hearing for that purpose. The Board of Trustees appreciates your attendance and welcomes your input during the public hearing. Please observe the following rules. Individuals wishing to speak are limited to 3 minutes. If you have not signed up on the sign-up sheet to speak, please do so at this time, located on the table by the entry door. If you are part of a group of more than 5 people, please select a spokesperson to speak for the group. Secretary Rosales, do we have anyone signed up to speak?
There are 3 people. We're going to go individually. First is Diane Elmore. You here? You not here, Diane Moore? Okay. Next is Sarah Carroll. Sarah? Sarah's not here. Next is Arlinda Valencia.
Good evening. I'm Orlinda Valencia, President of the Ysleta Teachers Association. I just want to say tonight that you're going to do a vote on the budget, and I hope that you will table it and make sure that we get the right numbers before we pass a budget. But I do want to state that when you do approve the budget, I hope you will remember the stipends that we've asked for and the level 3s going to 4 if they do restraining. That's very important to us, and I just want to inform you that I think I did a pretty good job today in Austin. They asked for a 10% across the board raise, and I mean people are kind of going, "Wow, that's a lot," and I only asked for 8, so I hope you'll think about that seriously. But that's all. I hope you'll table it and get the correct numbers, and then remember the stipends. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's no further discussion, the public hearing is now closed. We move forward with the action items. Action item number 1, adopt the 2019-20 official budget.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Mr. Remedios, sorry.
I would move to table this item to the June 18th meeting and have a discussion and vote at that time.
Do we have a second?
Oh, hang on, let me move it. There we go.
We have a second from Mr. Cuder. And that's approved 7-0. Action item number 2, naming of Vista Hills Elementary School multipurpose room. Using your Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? I feel like we have to say something to that great group of people that are out there. Thanks for coming to support your school. That's really nice. If not, may I have a motion?
I move to approve the proposed naming of the Vista Hills Elementary School multipurpose room to the Barbara Cardone Fine Arts Center as submitted by the Vista Hills Elementary School CEIC.
We have a second from Connie Woodruff. And that's approved 7-0. Congratulations. Action item number 3, ratification of award of change order number 8 to YISD contract number 201-70216 with Dantex Construction. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If not, may I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to ratify award of change order number 8 to YISD contract number 201-70216 with Dantex Construction to increase the fee by $31,235.76 for the Ysleta and Rio Bravo Middle School projects from bond funds.
We have a second from Catherine Lucetto. That's approved 7-0. Action item number 4, initial determination regarding possible prevailing wage rate violation by subcontractor on combo project.
Good
Go ahead,
evening,
Ms.
President Woodruff, members of the board, and Dr. De La Torre. I'll try to make this as brief as possible, but as you can see, this is a prevailing wage rate complaint from a worker at the Del Valle Combo School. Beltron Electric is the subcontractor at issue, and BTC is the construction manager on that site. The complaining worker is Ernesto Martinez, and his complaint was also brought forward by the IBEW. The internal auditor, because it came through the hotline, reviewed the complaint, and at our request, BTC did as well. BTC went further and even convened a meeting between the subcontractor, the laborer, and the sub Beltron. The parties did not settle, and BTC made a determination that they did not believe a violation occurred. Now it's being presented to the board to make an initial determination, and either party from this point, regardless of your decision this evening, can appeal it and take it to arbitration. So just briefly, the facts are these. It's a misclassification case about what the worker actually did. The worker, a laborer who does not hold an electrician's license, says he did electrician work on certain days and therefore should be paid an electrician's wage. He says Beltron's foreman, journeyman electrician, and field supervisor were all involved in assigning him these tasks in the fall of 18. To support his claim, he provided some photos just recently of electrical equipment that had been installed, diagrams, and pages from a notebook indicating the status of electric work. He also claims that he was supposed to be hired as an electrician apprentice and was required to bring certain tools to the job site. Beltron, as I mentioned, denies the worker's claim, and to support its position, the 3 Beltron employees that he referenced all signed sworn affidavits that he never did any electrician's work. They presented the hiring documents that were used when the laborer was hired by Beltron, and it shows that he was a laborer and was paid at the laborer's rate. There's also an explicit notice posted in the job trailer and at Beltron's offices saying that if any worker ever has a complaint, here's the contact information, you should make sure that you bring it forward. Additionally, at the weekly meetings that Beltron had and that were at the construction site, there's a sign posted there. And again, at those meetings and in the minutes, it says if a worker has a complaint, they should bring it forward and address it with the proper personnel at Beltron. No concerns were ever raised by the worker until IBEW brought them to YISD. I don't know if there's anyone here to speak on the particular complaint. It doesn't appear so. So my recommendation is this. From our review, we don't see any documentation supporting the worker's claim. He does not hold an electrician's license. He is not an apprentice. And he says in the first paragraph of his own complaint that he worked at the combo school until October 13, then left town and didn't return to the combo school on November 10th. But in the second paragraph of his own letter, he claims he did electrician work during the period when he was gone from October 15th through October 20th. So the claim rests solely on the worker's assertion. There's no clear documentation to support it. Beltron supervisors deny it. BTC denies it. And because of the inconsistency in his own claim, I recommend that the board make an initial determination that no good cause exists. Questions?
Do we have any questions?
No?
Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If no further discussion, may I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that the board make an initial determination that good cause does not exist to believe that a prevailing wage violation by subcontractor Beltron Electric on the new Del Valle Middle School, Mission Valley Elementary School combo project occurred as alleged by IBEW and Ernesto Martinez.
We have a second from Mr. Cuder. And that's approved 7-0. The Board of Trustees has determined that a closed meeting of the Board of Trustees is required to discuss the items set forth in the posted agenda for this date. Such closed meeting is authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Section 551.001, including but not limited to the sections and purposes covered by the following section of the Texas Government Code: 551.0171, 72, 73, 74, 76, 82, 821, 83, and 84. Should any final action, decision, or vote be required with regard to any matter considered in closed session, the final action, decision, or vote shall be an open meeting or at a subsequent public meeting with notice. The board will now move to the Rio Grande Room for closed session at 7:12 p.m. Reconvene this meeting at 8:08 with the following present: Charlie Bustillos, Richard Cuder, Sotero Ramirez, Cruz Ochoa, Catherine Luceto, Mike Rosales, and myself, Connie Woodruff. Action item number 1, discussion and action regarding the recommendation of administration to terminate the probationary contract of M. Montoya at the end of the contract term for reasons that serve the best interest of the district. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the recommendation of administration to terminate the probationary contract of M. Montoya at the end of the contract term for reasons that serve the best interests of the district.
We have a second from Mr. Rosales. And that's approved 6 and 1 no. Okay. Right now, we're going to move over to some announcements that Mr. Bustillos has for the board.
Thank you, Madam President. Well, the first time I decided to talk, everybody's gone. I hear crickets.
Sorry.
Finally.
Sorry.
No, not really, not really. I just, we had our signing day on Wednesday, and I was just really excited to see these kids come up and sign up with their companies and do, their internships. We had a total of 15 kids sign up, and along with they're going to do their internship with engineering firms and electrical. Along with the 15 organizations, we already have Plastic Molding Tech wanting 2 internships. Also, El Paso County Workforce Solutions is expressing interest, and Prudential Financial internships also. So it's a growing trend. I do have another set of information is Parkland High School right now has 46 students engaged. Riverside has 42, Hanks 83, Eastwood 83, Bel Air 60, Ysleta 22, and Del Valle 22. So there is a lot of interest amongst our 7 high schools, which is really cool and awesome. As of 2017, we had 280 students. 2019 to 2020, we will have over 522 students, doubling our students at CT. So I want to say thank you to this board for the help on this. So many kids are getting what they need and deserve. Dr. De La Torre, thank you so much. The cabinet, obviously supervising that. Ceci De La O, Mr. Gurani, Mr. G, Mr. Marquez, Mr. Aniveros, and obviously the students and the teachers that they do those internships. So just I wanted to say thank you all the way around. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
May I have a motion to adjourn?